Tip number 2, after you capture the point, don't sit on the freaking point. Get the high ground. Push up. Like, if they got a doctor, you're like, oh, but what if they strange portal? Then you fall back. But if they probably aren't gonna strange portal. Get the high ground. Get to the next choke point. Get some damage done before the fight. Listen, I know there's 15 different ways they can go. The further in, if y'all would push to here, you can see which direction they're going and then fall back. But and that's the other thing. When you have the advantage, push forward. If you get a pick, push the team in. Go in as a team. I'm tired of seeing supports. The 2 tanks, they run all the way up here to create some space for you, and the supports are just like, come back to point. Come back to point and just sit on point. The tanks are trying to do their frickin' job. You do your frickin' job too. Make it easy for the tanks to do their good frickin' job. You capture the point. You push in. You push in. Go in. You see, the further in, you can see which direction they're coming. More than likely, they're gonna, if you push up, you're probably gonna catch 1 or 2 people off guard. If you push in as a team, there's going to be 1 person that goes this way, 1 person that goes that way, and the four others are just still in spawn because they're just now spawning. So now you've killed the person that ran over here, you've staggered them even more, then you can fall back to the point for the 4 or 5 that are coming from the other direction. Another example. Excellent. After you capture this point, don't sit down here. This is a horrible place. Supports, stop sitting down here. The team, stop sitting down here. This is horrible. Horrible placement. You're giving them the high ground. What you should do is push up. Push up, because 80% of the time, 90% of the time, the team's going to come through that door. And what you should be doing is holding this spot right here. You just wiped their team. You captured the space. Move up, because more than likely, one Tweedle dumbass is gonna run through here by themselves. They're gonna stagger, and now you've just 5 versus 1 killed somebody right here. Now you can hold this point, and guess what? If they come down through the bottom, then you fall back. But more than likely, they're gonna try to take this fight right here, and you're holding. Help the tank do his job. Help the tanks. The team do their job, create space. I can't tell you how many times I'm up here with 4 people, with the 2 tanks and the 2 damage people trying to hold this corner, and I turn around and the 2 supports are sitting all the way back here, and they're clicking fall back, fall back. There's no reason to fall back yet. There's nothing going on back there. The fight is happening up front. Move up with your goddamn team, please. Another example, y'all. After you capture the point, don't sit back here. Don't just sit back here. Push up to the choke point. Push up, like right here. You got all this cover. You can stand behind and stop them from coming through main. The worst thing that could happen is somebody finally gets smart and they go up top. And they break that wall, and then they try to dive. And guess what? What you do? Guess what you do? THC. What happens is if they come up the flank, you know what you do then? Then you pull back to this cover. You pull back to this cover back here. You don't just sit on the frickin' point waiting for them. Because look, if you sit back here on the point, THC, bro, you sit back here. Guess where they can come from? They can come from here, 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 they can come from there, they can come from there, they can come from there. They could surround you and shoot you in 16 different directions. But if you push up to the point, or if you push up to the choke point, they have 2 directions they can come. 3 if they know about this wall, which most people don't. You can break that wall, by the way. Most people don't know that. But more than likely, they're going to come down main. And they're going to take the fight in main. Because you know why I know? Because more than likely, you're probably not in Grandmaster. You're probably not in Diamond. You're probably in Gold or Silver. So guess what Gold and Silver players do? The same damn thing over and over and over again. Another example, this map right here, y'all. After you capture the point, don't sit on the point. You gave them the high ground there. They have the high ground there. They have the high ground there. If you know, like, so let's say your team comes from there, and you captured the point. They're going to be coming from there, or they're going to be coming from this direction. This direction. It could be down. Nobody ever comes from down here. Let's be honest. Nobody ever comes from down here. Very, very few people will come from down here. 99% of the time, they're going to come through here. So what you do is, instead of just sitting on point and letting them have the high ground, push up to this choke point right here. Push up to right here. Get the high ground. Or push up to here. Get the high ground here. The worst thing, because what's probably going to happen is, get this high ground. Let's say you get this high ground. They come from this direction. They just trickle in onto the point. You've got the high ground. You can pick one or two off and then finish the fight down here. More than likely, all right. Or even better, you just hold this choke point right here. You push up to here. You got this cover. You're doing damage. You get this cover. Worst thing that happens, you see now you have sight. You can see if somebody goes that way. If somebody goes that way, you fall back to this cover. More than likely, you're going to get a pick. And hopefully, somebody, like your team, see, now there's only two directions they can come from. There's only two directions, but if you sit on point, they can shoot you from the high ground there. They could shoot you from the high ground here. They could shoot you from here. They could shoot you from there. You want to like try to compress. You want to decrease the amount of danger to yourself. You don't want to have to look 16 different directions. The exception to this rule is this map right here. This map is very unfriendly to defenders. Okay, more than likely you're gonna have to deal with a Doctor Strange portal, either right here, like if you're defending, they're gonna come back here, they're gonna Strange portal back here, they're gonna do something because they want the high ground. So what you need to be doing is you need to have your team set up, one person's over there, one person's here, one person's up there, one person's there, one person's holding the cover there, so that way, depending on which direction they come from, you can handle it. Or even better, just have the majority of the team back here on the high ground, so that way you're not. The worst thing you can do is just sit right here, let them Strange portal in, and now you've got to somehow frickin' defend the point while they have the high ground. All right, that'd be the worst thing you could do. A good option would be to have like maybe a Hela or whoever your DPS, range DPS, hold in right here. So that way they can, if they port a Strange portal right there or back there, you can pick them off as they run in. Like, just whatever you do, don't just sit on the frickin' point. That is the worst place to defend from. Please, stop it. Stop it. Just stop.